conclave has completed, and it's time for the experiment that you've all been waiting for, the preferential ballot experiment using ballots collected by the industry. This experiment is probably the most time-consuming video that I do. In fact, this experiment is so time-consuming, I've tried to actually step away from it, but like The Godfather Part 3, just when I thought I was out, you all pulled me back in. Now, if you're new to this video, first, welcome. Welcome, welcome. You've entered the vortex of Oscar nerdom. This is an experiment where I collect ballots from people who work in the film industry, such as SAG actors or WGA writers, makeup artists, what have you. And then I collect these ballots and then I count them the same way the Academy would to get some insight on which films have the edge coming into Oscar night for Best Picture. Now, this experiment hasn't always panned out. The last 2 years have matched up though, so we're going for year 3. So I've been set up in my living room, ready to film this experiment since yesterday. I know many people request to post this video earlier, however, it takes a long time to collect all these ballots from all these people, a lot of messaging, a lot of reminding, but we have the 100 ballots right here. So let's see what film comes out on top. And stick around towards the end because I have a few more other categories to share results from, as well as how to vote in this experiment using votes by all of you. Okay, so I'm not gonna do the full breakdown of what the preferential ballot is and how it works. I've done that a few times, so you can go click a link right here if you wanna learn how the preferential ballot works, understand what it is. I break it down in previous videos in great detail. But let's not waste any of your time. Let's go ahead and sort these ballots. Below you'll see I have all the Best Picture nominees for this year. And the first step, as always, is to sort the ballots by everyone's #1 choice. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. Put them in nice little beautiful stacks. Everyone's #1 choice. If I was smart, I would have pre-done this. Okay, I went ahead and sorted the ballot, and just a reminder that I have 100 ballots here, and the winner needs to receive 50.1% of the vote. That means that a winner needs 51 votes, and each #1 vote will be represented by these poker chips that I always have, and they're all color coordinated, so each movie will have a different color, and that way you can track to see where the movies are shifting or where the votes are shifting throughout the process. Okay, so here were the results. Coming in last place, a travesty, Dune 2, last place, Dune Part 2 with 2 points. And next, another travesty, I'm Still Here gets 3 points, as well as A Complete Unknown. And then we have Nickel Boys with 4 points. Both The Substance and Wicked received 6 points. Amelia Perez did pretty good here, 14 points. I have a magnet on here from the last experiment. The Brutalists comes in 3rd place with 19 points. And then coming in 2nd place, we have Conclave with only 1 point more than the Brutalists, 20 points. There. And then coming in 1st place, not much farther ahead than that, we have Anora with 23 points. Let's go ahead and put that there. All right, so Anora's in the slight lead, but this is a lot closer than you may think it is. In the first round in this experiment, Everything Everywhere All at Once got 42 first place votes, and then Oppenheimer got 33 first place votes. So Anora has a way to go to get to that 51 chips. So we have to eliminate a film to redistribute the votes. So we eliminate the last place film, and unfortunately, oh, I forgot my little, my X's. All right, hold on. All right, so where was I? Oh yeah, so Dune was in last place, so unfortunately Dune has been eliminated. Dune Part 2 is Dune Part Through. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and redistribute the Dune Part 2 ballots. So there's just 2 of them. Number 2 on the Dune Part 2 ballot is The Brutalist. And number 2 on this ballot is I'm Still Here. So we're gonna go ahead and redistribute that vote. Brutalist, I'm Still Here. So clearly that didn't do much, so now we're gonna eliminate the film in last place. I'm Still Here had 3 points, it now has 4, And a complete unknown has 3 points. It is clearly in last place right now, so we're gonna go ahead and eliminate a complete unknown. That's pretty surprising. DGA nominee and second out of this. So unfortunately, complete unknown has been eliminated. Oh, how does it feel to be eliminated? I don't know. A complete unknown, we're gonna go ahead and take those ballots and redistribute them to their number 2 preference. And what we got here is a complete unknown. Number 2 was Dune, but Dune has been eliminated, so I can't redistribute it, so I just go down the ballot. And the next one is Conclave. That was number 3 on that ballot. And then we have a complete unknown, and then we have Conclave. Interesting. That was number 2. And then we have a complete unknown and a substance. Complete unknown and the substance. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and redistribute those ballots. 1 to the substance, 2 to Conclave. All right, so No Film has the 51 chips it needs, so we're gonna go ahead and do another elimination. We have I'm Still Here with 4 points. We have Nickel Boys with 4 points, but Nickel Boys has more number 1 votes. So unfortunately, that means I'm Still Here has been eliminated. Okay, so let's go ahead and redistribute the I'm Still Here ballots. Remember, 3 of them were from I'm Still Here. 1 was distributed from Dune Part 2, so I'll make sure to distribute that appropriately. So that Dune Part 2, I'm Still Here, and then the next one was Amelia Perez. We have I'm Still Here, Honora. Where's Honora? There it is. I'm Still Here, The Brutalist. I'm Still Here, Honora. So we're gonna redistribute those votes. To Honora. All right, let's do a little recap on the score. So we have Honora with 25 points now, still a long way to go to get to that 51. We have in second place Conclave with 22 points. We have The Brutalist now with 21 points. We have Amelia Perez now with 15 points. Wicked still rocking 6 points. We have The Substance with 7 points and Nickel Boys with 4. So because No Film has the 51 chips it needs, we have to do another elimination round, and unfortunately, Nickel Boys is eliminated. All right, let's go ahead and take the Nickel Boys ballots and let's redistribute them. So what do we got here? We have Nickel Boys. Number 2 was I'm Still Here. Unfortunately, I'm Still Here is not here. So we have to do Dune 2. That's gone too. So then we're gonna go to his next choice, which is Honora. That was number 4 on his ballot, but it's the only one still in play. So that's where his vote goes. We have Nickel Boys. Number 2 was Honora. Nickel Boys, The Brutalist. And Nickel Boys, this one is I'm Still Here, The Brutalist as well. All right, let's go ahead and redistribute those votes. It was 2 to Honora and 2 to The Brutalist. All right, No Film still has the 51 chips, so we have to do another elimination round. So that means Wicked, who has 6 points, The Substance now has 7, so Wicked has been eliminated. I'm so sorry, Wicked, I feel bad, but you know, no one mourns the wicked. Okay, so let's go ahead and redistribute the Wicked votes. We have Wicked, a complete unknown, that is gone. So this one is Wicked, a complete unknown, and then Amelia Perez. So Amelia Perez. Wicked, Honora. Wicked, Honora. Wicked or Dune is gone. A complete unknown is gone. Amelia Perez. We have Amelia Perez. Wicked, another Honora. And then we have Wicked, Conclave. Conclave. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and redistribute those votes. 3 of them went to Honora. And we had 1 to Conclave, and we had 2 to Amelia Perez. All right, so what do we have here? We have Honora now with 30 points. We have The Brutalist now with 23 points. We have Conclave tied with The Brutalist with 23 points. And then we have Amelia Perez now with 17. Amelia Perez still hanging in there. That means The Substance with 7 points is in last place. So unfortunately, The Substance, it did not respect the balance. So it has been eliminated. But don't be sad. Pretty girls should always smile. I really hope you get that reference, because if you don't, that was just creepy. Okay, let's go ahead and redistribute those votes. We have the substance. Dune Part 2 is gone. I'm sorry. We have to go to your number 3. Conclave. Substance. We have Anora. Substance, the Brutalist. Substance, Conclave. Substance, another Brutalist. Substance, Anora. Substance, a complete unknown. That's gone. Brutalist. Okay. Let me just double check. I want to make sure. Cross my reference. Yes. Sonora, Brutalist, Conclave. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and redistribute those votes to Conclave, to Anora. All right, let's go ahead and do a little recap on the score. So we now have Anora with 32 votes. We have Brutalist now with 26 votes. We have Conclave here with 25 votes. And in last place, we have Amelia Perez. Made it all the way to 4th place. No film has the 51 points, so we have to eliminate another film. And unfortunately, Amelia Perez has been eliminated. What is the protocol? It's you being eliminated. I'm not even gonna joke about Amelia Perez. I think it's gone through enough this year. Okay, let's go ahead and take all the Amelia Perez ballots. Now, reminder, I'm not just taking the Amelia Perez ballots. I'm taking every ballot that was added to the Amelia Perez stack as well. So we're gonna go ahead and take all those ballots, and we're gonna take these points away, and we're gonna redistribute these ballots accordingly to whatever's next in play. Okay, let's see what we got here. Redistributing, we have Amelia Perez, and then we have one to Anora. Amelia Perez, Conclave. This voter didn't even rank Conclave, just Brutalist and Anora. So that goes to Anora, that was ranked higher. And then we have Anora. All right, I went ahead and redistributed the vote based on the next film on their ballot that was in play. And Anora had a ginormous bump from that, I would say. Anora gains 11 points from that. So we're going to add that, 11 points. And then we had the Brutalist, earned 2 votes from that one. Conclaved earned 4 votes from that. But what is the score now? So that means we have Anora with, did it do it? Did it do it? No, it didn't. 43 points. Remember, it needs 51 chips. And then we have the Brutalist with 28 chips and Conclave with 29 chips. 1 vote away from not being eliminated in this round, which I find fascinating. If there was just 2 more ballots who ranked Brutalist higher than Conclave, the Brutalist would have not been eliminated. But unfortunately, it didn't do it. So it has the least amount of points. So unfortunately, the Brutalist has been eliminated. Wow. Now that is brutal. So let's see where we're at here. So that means I have to take these Brutalist ballots and redistribute them. And it's coming down. It went all the way to the last round. Now, I want to remind you, I believe Everything Everywhere All at Once and Oppenheimer, they won on the second to last round. They did not need to get to this round to win. So we're going to go ahead and redistribute these votes. And what is going to decide Best Picture is what is ranked higher on the Brutalist ballots. Is it Anora or is it Conclave? I want you to think about that for a second and guess. People who like the Brutalist, who are they more likely to like more? Anora, Conclave. It's that simple. It's that simple, folks. Whoever's ranked higher on the Brutalist ballots, that's going to be Best Picture. So let's go ahead and check that out right now. So we have the Brutalist, and we have I'm Still Here is gone. So then we have Nickel Boys. That's gone. Then we have Anora. So then we have the Brutalist. We have Amelia Perez. That's gone. We have Conclave. The Brutalist. Dune Part 2. That is gone. Then it's Anora. The Brutalist, straight up, Conclave. All right, so I went ahead and sorted through those ballots, and the film that came out on top in that redistribution of votes was Honora. Honora gained 18 points from that, and Conclave gained 10 points from that. So we're gonna go ahead and add that to the stack. And ladies and gentlemen, just like that, we have a winner. Honora wins with 61 points to Conclave's 39. So what did we learn from this experiment? Well, assuming that these guild members here are all on the same page with the Oscar voters, as expected, Honora did come out on top, but I would say that this wasn't a dominating win, but it did perform quite well on the preferential ballot. The Brutalists and the Conclave were actually only 2 points away from not getting eliminated and getting second place. And if you're curious like me, you may wonder, well, what if Brutalists made it to that last round? Well, that would mean that whoever was ranked higher on the Conclave ballots, Honora or the Brutalists, that would decide Best Picture. So I went ahead and checked the Conclave ballots to see who was ranked higher. The Brutalists was ranked higher on the majority of those ballots, but not enough to overtake Honora in the end. So either way, it would have gone to Honora, but it was closer. Something else worth mentioning, Amelia Perez got the 4th highest amount of first place votes, but it did dominate. I mean, it dominated when receiving the most last place votes. It was ranked last on 28 of these ballots. And another surprise for me was I think the Brutalists did a lot better on the preferential ballot than I was expecting. It did get a lot of first place, second place, and third place votes, but Honora and Conclave just ranked a bit higher. And also the Brutalist was second, I think, in the most last place votes. And other than that, the only really other surprises, A Complete Unknown was a bit of a surprise. I thought it would do a little bit better in this experiment, as well as I'm Still Here, but I'm gonna assume that the Oscar voters will be a bit more receptive to I'm Still Here. Again, reminder, a lot of these ballots come from SAG actors, and I know they didn't get the screener for I'm Still Here, so that's most likely the reason why. And I think a lot of these ballots, especially from SAG members, they omitted I'm Still Here from their ballots. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this experiment, and if you did enjoy it and felt like, dang, oh man, I wish I can vote in one of these experiments, well, now you can. Because last year I ran this experiment for the Oscar science community, which is all of you. We collected so many votes, much more than I was anticipating, and I had to even get smaller little chips to fit it all on the table. But the first winner of the Oscar science community was Oppenheimer, with Poor Things coming in second. So last year I had you submit your ballot in the comment section by just typing it out. This year I went ahead and actually created a Google form ballot for you to fill out. To vote, all you have to do is click the Google form link in the description below or that pinned comment. And then first you're gonna go ahead and rank the Best Picture nominees from your most favorite to your least. And then I also included a few more categories for you to individually vote for, all the major categories. So it's a pretty tight schedule this year, so I'll be sure to kick off that experiment a little earlier next year. But voting for this, if you want to vote for this experiment, the voting ends on 11:59 p.m. on Thursday, and I'm going to be posting the results a day before the Oscars, most likely, or Oscar morning. So not only do I ask you to vote for Best Picture, I included some of the major categories, and I also ask these industry voters to vote in some major individual categories as well. I do want to remind you, something really interesting happened last year. We had a really close race between Emma Stone and Lily Gladstone, and to my surprise, the end result had Emma Stone winning pretty handedly. So this year we have another close race in Best Actress, as well as original screenplay and editing. So I made this section optional on the ballot for these voters, but nearly everyone filled it out. So let's go ahead and see who's gonna win in those categories. So last year I used marbles to count the votes, but they made really annoying loud sounds, and one of them actually cracked my glass. So this year I'm going to be using peanut M&Ms. This video is not sponsored by peanut M&Ms, but you know, I like them and I can eat them, unlike marbles, when I'm done. So each vote gets one M&M, and the film or actor who receives the most votes or M&Ms basically is the winner. It's really easy. So let's go ahead and start with the clearest race of the night, Best Supporting Actor. All right, Best Supporting Actor, and the votes are Kieran Culkin, Jeremy Strong, Edward Norton, All right, well, there we have it. Kieran Culkin wins with 34 votes. Jeremy Strong did quite well, though, with 18 votes. Yura Burasov got 18 votes as well. And then we have Guy Pearce and Edward Norton with 14 votes. So a bit tighter than I was expecting. Last year, we saw Robert Downey Jr. receive about 48% of the vote. Culkin here received about 34% of the vote, but still a pretty definitive winner here, and is going to be the expected winner. So I think we're pretty sure that Kieran Culkin obviously is going to take Best Supporting Actor. But let's move on to Best Supporting Actress and see if there's a surprise there. All right, let's go ahead and put the votes back. Bling, 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 bling. Zoe Saldana. Ariana Grande. Isabella Rossellini. Monica Barbero. Well, okay, well, this race was a little closer, but Zoe Saldana still takes it in the end. Zoe Saldana got 30 points, and Ariana Grande not far behind her with 24. Isabella Rossellini in third place with 16. Then we got Monica Barbero and Felicity Jones both tied with 14. I think the controversy, perhaps, surrounding Amelia Perez doesn't seem to be affecting Saldana too much. It does seem like Zoe Saldana does have the edge because it seems like the votes are being split amongst a lot of different candidates, not just one. So there doesn't seem to be a clear alternative to Zoe Saldana. Pretty clear that Zoe Saldana will take the Oscar in the end. But let's move on to Best Actor. Okay, the largest win so far. Adrian Brody wins with 42 votes. And then we have second place. We have Coleman Domingo doing quite well with 20 votes. And then in third place, we have Ray Fiennes with 18 votes. Then we have Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet with 10 votes. And then Sebastian Stan with 8. So I am pretty surprised by these results. Pretty surprised to see Coleman Domingo doing quite well here. Now remind me, how did Sing Sing not get in picture? I have no idea. Likely most voters didn't catch up with Sing Sing until after the nominees came out. And then we have the most shocking, I would say, Timothy Chalamet. Chalamet only receiving 10 votes. And he's the one who's expected to be the one behind Adrian Brody here. And here he comes second to last place, which is, I thought was pretty surprising. But what isn't surprising is Adrian Brody is the clear winner here. So let's move on to a very exciting race, Best Actress. Now remind you, Emma Stone came out as the clear winner last year. So let's see who comes out this year. Will it be Fernanda Torres, Demi Moore, Mikey Madison, or will Carla Sofia Gascon shock the world? Let's see. All right, so Best Actress. Mikey Madison, Demi Moore, Cynthia Erivo, Mikey Madison, Mikey Madison. All right, so pretty clear runaway winner here. Demi Moore wins with a commanding 48 votes, even more commanding than Adrian Brody. And second place, that's where we have Mikey Madison with 20 votes. And then we got Fernanda Torres with 18. And then we got Cynthia Erivo with 8 and Carla Sofia Gascon only with 4 votes. Again, some things to keep in mind. These are a lot of SAG voters here in this voting group. So they did not get the screener for I'm Still Here, but still, Torres was definitely a popular option, I would say, amongst the voters in this group that weren't SAG voters. So that could be telling that maybe she can do well with maybe the Academy. As of recording, this is the day before SAG, and if a lot of voters in this group are SAG, so maybe that's showing that tomorrow Demi Moore's going to take SAG, and who knows for the Oscar. But it does seem pretty clear by this experiment that Demi Moore is the clear winner, and it's so commanding that it makes me feel like, well, maybe I should just predict Demi Moore no matter what, unless Mikey Madison wins SAG tomorrow. And if she does, I will predict Mikey Madison, but if she doesn't, I'm just probably going to go with Demi Moore. And also last year, Emma Stone won this experiment handedly, but Lily Gladstone won SAG, and I usually pull a lot of SAG voters, so it's very confusing indeed. But you know what else is confusing? The directing category, showing to be a pretty darn close year with BAFTA and Globes going to Corbet, and then we got Baker with DGA. So let's see who comes out between the two of them in Best Director. Or maybe we'll get a surprise. Maybe a Jacques Audiard. All right, Best Director. And the votes are Brady Corbet, Sean Baker, Brady Corbet, Sean Baker, Jacques Audiard. Okay, pretty close, and I would say our first upset. Brady Corbet wins with 38 votes over Sean Baker with 30. Very surprising outcome here. Sean Baker won DGA. 12 out of the last 14 directors that won DGA went on to win the Oscar, but very surprised to see the results here. And I'm not gonna lie, this does have me very, very worried. Baker just has DGA and Corbet, you know, he has BAFTA and Globes. I wish I could have included a little description box and say why'd you vote the way you did, just to get some insight on what they're feeling about this. But yeah, this does have me kind of going back to that kind of initial feeling about The Brutalists, that being this kind of big, ambitious vision and done under a small budget. You know, maybe they'll see it as some greater achievement in the end, and maybe this new Academy that has been increasingly been more international feels the same way. But yeah, very scary results here, very scary. At the end of the day, I'm just probably gonna go with DGA because I'm a coward, but this is pretty scary. It's close. I wish that this experiment was like predominantly one or the other, but this feels a little too close, and I may just go with DGA. All right, I have 3 categories left. Let's go over to Best Screenplay, starting with Adapted. All right, Best Adapted Screenplay. And the votes are Conclave, Nickel Boys, Sing Sing, Conclave. Okay, this is officially the largest walkaway winner we've had. Conclave wins with 49 votes. In second place, we had Nickel Boys with 20. Third place, we had Amelia Perez, and then we had Sing Sing at 9, and then we had A Complete Unknown in last place with 8. So I think this is clearly the easiest category to predict coming into Oscar evening, and I think this shows that there's really no other real competition. If there was, I mean, it would be Nickel Boys would be its biggest threat, but Conclave more than doubles its vote. But I don't think that's too surprising. I think a lot of us were gonna go with Conclave, no doubt. So let's move over to a category that's a little bit more uncertain, and that's Best Original Screenplay. All right, Original Screenplay. Let's take a look at that. And the votes are Anora, A Real Pain, The Substance, Anora, Okay, a pretty sizable lead. I thought A Real Pain could put up a fight in this category after winning BAFTA, but here it comes tied with second place with 16 points. Substance and A Real Pain got 16 points, but coming in with 44 points, Anora. I think many of us were wondering whether Baker would take this category and being more safer in director, but this voting group is showing us that screenplay with Baker. They like the screenplay. It almost triples the second place film. So to be honest, this pretty much seals the deal for me. Like, this win is so overwhelming for me that I just feel like, oh, okay, it's Anora. That's cool. It's going to be Anora. And I'm more nervous about director. And thinking about director too, it's not like they dismissed Anora. They gave it screenplay, and in director, they gave it to Corbet. So this makes me feel safer about screenplay for sure. Like, I don't even have to think about screenplay for me, and I'm just going to focus more on director. But okay, I managed to coax these voters into voting on one more category, a category I would argue that anyone could win. So let's see in this experiment who takes home Best Editing. Okay, Best Editing. The votes are The Brutalist, Conclave, Wicked, Anora, All right, I was hoping to get clarity, and this doesn't give me much clarity at all. The winner, and another surprise, I would say, is Wicked with 27 votes. And then in second place, we have another surprise, I would say, The Brutalist. The Brutalist with 23 votes, which I found very, very surprising. And then we have Conclave with 21 votes, Amelia Perez, and Anora, a movie that many were like, I wonder if that could take editing with its picture. Well, not through this experiment. It came in last place with Anora tied with 11 points each. I think the votes are showing exactly what we thought, and it's spread across many movies, and my eyes was on Amelia Perez for having very flashy editing, but maybe Wicked is the musical flashy editing choice, not Amelia Perez, because Amelia Perez does have that dark cloud over it. Personally, Conclave, it's a bit in the margin of error. So I'm leaning Conclave still for the Oscar, because I think the Academy will probably choose Conclave over Wicked, who seems to be a little bit more favored by SAG. All right, well, there we have it. So just a reminder, this is a very small sample size compared to the over 10,000 Academy members. And also just a reminder that nearly all of these ballots were not collected from Academy members, but were collected mostly from SAG actors. Specifically, 43% of this body is SAG actors alone. Now, I know it would be ideal to collect ballots from Academy members, but, well, I mean, let's be real, that's a bit outside my reach. But I am very excited to see whether these results end up matching up with the Academy. But again, I do all this for the sake of fun. Always take this experiment with a grain of salt. I do want to take this moment, though, to thank all the voters who did entrust me with their vote. A guy who's just in his living room, who's a big old nerd. Thank you so much. This experiment is simply not possible without your feedback. So please, if you can, if you enjoyed this video, give them a shout out in the comment section. Thank them for participating. Other than that, what did you find interesting about the results? If you like this video, feel free to hit the subscribe button to watch more nerdy Oscar videos. For example, this same experiment using votes collected by all of you. So vote by clicking that Google form in the description below, or I think I'll put in the pinned comment. Thank you always for watching, and until next time, I will see you all at the Oscars.